It's the 92nd National Bank Stanley Park Open here in beautiful English Bay, Vancouver. Another beautiful sunny day as well. Coming up is an outstanding women's singles final featuring last year's champion, Reese Carter, this year's second seed, and she is playing a power hitter in Lena Beneto, seeded fifth in this event. Both players are outstanding college players, and we're going to see power tennis at its finest. Far side is Reese Carter, last year's champion. Players have just done the coin toss. Umpire Sunil Dutt will be officiating today's match. It was interesting coming in earlier this morning. I saw these two players actually warming each other up. They know each other well and made a decision that since they're going to play each other, they'll warm each other up before they even get onto the court. This is a good shot of Reese Carter. Is a very strong collegiate player coming off 2 years at Arizona State. She is last year's Stanley Park singles champion in the women's division, and she also won in 2021. So she is a two-time National Bank Stanley Park Open champion. A player that's really risen up the ranks over the last 2 to 3 years. Very competitive and excellent doubles players as well. Last year, Reese also won the women's doubles and the mixed doubles. Lena Beneto, seeded fifth in this tournament, is coming off her third year of college tennis at Princeton University, where she plays in the number 2 spot. Has had an ITF junior ranking as high as 211. Recently won a couple of junior singles titles and has been a very strong collegiate player for Princeton. Studying psychology, which makes a lot of sense if you're a tennis player because you're always trying to figure yourself out as well as your opponent. These two players have similar styles. Both hit the ball with a lot of pace. I think this will be a good example of power, aggressive tennis. Both players will look to use their forehand to open up the court. When they have an opportunity to finish at the net, they will, particularly Reese Carter, because she's such a good net player and likes to finish at the net, swinging volleys and getting down low for the lower ones with a very effective jab volley. Lena Beneto, of the two, may have the more powerful serve. She's 6 foot, so a very good size for a tennis player. Moves well, and I would say it'd be fair to say that both players are not looking to just react to what the opponent's doing. They're going to initiate. They're both players who like to take control of points and dictate action. So as players are finishing warming up their serves, we'll come back with first point.
At National Bank, we believe that to reach your goal, you have to keep your eyes on the ball and have the right people behind you. That's why we're proud to support impactful initiatives so we can all rally behind Canadian tennis.
I wasn't ready. Come on! You're nothing. You just stand there.
Pretty sure walls don't respond to taunts, Bob.
Don't let your development project become a one-sided contest. Choose Ancora Retaining Wall. Strong, professional, and guaranteed to be there for the long game, unlike Bob's tennis serve.
Keep playing, girl. This is your time to spark a flare. To set the match. To celebrate the big victories. And the small ones, too. To show strength through emotion. Because it takes blood, sweat, and tears to own it. Unstoppable. Unapologetic. Serve it all up. 'Cause girl, you've got game.
I want to play with tennis for my whole life. You have to hit the ball, not kick the ball or throw the ball. I'm playing tennis with my friends and having fun. Tennis for life. Tennis for life. Tennis for life. Tennis for life.
Players have made their final preparations after warming up, just checking in one more time at their benches, toweling off, sip of water. Reese Carter won the toss and has elected to serve.
Love 15.
Pace as well as length of ball will be so important for both players, keeping that ball deep and close to the baseline. That gives neither player an opportunity to attack coming to the net.
Love 30.
Good depth by both players. Couple of unforced errors from Carter has provided an early opportunity for Bettauer. That's a great response with an ace out wide.
15-30.
That's one of Carter's signature serves. She has a very good slice that she's able to pull out on the wide side deuce court. And while I mentioned that Bettauer may have the harder serve, Carter has great variety in placement, mixes it up well.
$15-40.
Another unforced error, this time on the backhand side, gives Bettauer double break point. That time an
30-40.
effective serve into Bettauer's body resulted in an error. Both players haven't played each other, I think once maybe 5 years ago, so really the first couple of games are feeling out each other's power placements.
Game Bettauer. First game.
Early on, Bettauer going after Carter's backhand. They get a couple of errors from that side. Impressed with the depth of her ground strokes. That's an ideal start for Bettauer. Carter will be frustrated, and she likes to be a front runner. Also, though, a very resilient athlete, very competitive. And these players have so much experience, neither of them are going to overly fret dropping serve or this early in the match. So Lena Bettauer coming up now. First time serving in this match.
15 love.
Early on, Carter has been struggling on her backhand side. The coach in me would suggest she needs to physically get underneath the ball more, use her legs more. Oh, that's an outstanding backhand. Great preparation on the run from Carter.
15 all.
She needs to string a couple of points like that together to get herself feeling that she's right in this match. This is where you're looking for that competitive response. Good example there. More aggressive play from Carter. That's the way she wants to play.
15,
First strike tennis. Get the opponent on the run, either resulting in errors or a shorter ball that you can attack, come to the net. Bettauer called on a foot fault. Strong forehand cross-court winner from Bettauer.
30 all.
Looks like Carter is making an adjustment in her racket. Yeah, not happy. Probably with the tension. And you can hear Carter say, right here, right here.
30,
Good.
40.
Really effective return of serve. She really stepped into the second serve and hit with full authority. And that's a signal you send to the opponent. If I get a short second serve, I'm going to pound it. It forces the server to think, nah, I've got to do something more with this serve. I think Bettauer broke a string on her racket on that serve. I could hear it from here. So both players making early racket changes. In Carter's case, I think she probably felt that maybe the tension was a bit too loose and wanted a bit more control. So got a racket with tighter strings. In Bettauer's case, just had to get another racket.
That first up.
Bettauer very effectively hitting through
Deuce.
the ball with pace and precision. Has Carter on the run. Carter right now, I think, is that her balls are landing a bit shorter, allowing Bettauer more time to really step into the ball. Oh, Bettauer wants that one back.
Advantage, Carter.
A good defense from Carter just to get the return back in play, but it's a sitting ball. Bettauer had lots of time to hit the inside out forehand, so she'll not be pleased with that. That's a great get by Carter. And
Game Carter. 1 game all.
That's something we've seen over the past few years from Carter in this tournament, is good response to a lull or a let, or in her case a break of serve, and she comes back with a couple of really gutsy defensive, and in that case excellent passing shot. To me, that's just an example of a great competitive response. Carter's starting to find the range on her ground strokes. Carter's doing more of the running right now, but I think she likes that. That's her way of getting into the match. She likes to work up a sweat, likes to do some running, seems to loosen her up.
Up. 15 all.
To me, that's a good error, even though it would be considered unforced. It wasn't in the net. She stepped in, tried to. The intention was good, and only missed by a couple of inches past the baseline. If you're going to make errors, they're the right kind to make.
$30-15.
Bettauer sprayed a couple of forehands compared to the early start she had. Oh, that was a smart slice, Bettauer. The ball stayed so low. Carter couldn't get underneath that ball. Probably should have sliced it right back.
Give it to the umpire.
That's always something I like to see in the players, is what can they do to change up patterns? Do they have variety? Besides changing pace and height, can they change spin? Yeah, Carter just said I'm standing 15 feet behind the baseline. How am I supposed to get the backhand back with any power? So I think that what she's essentially directing herself to do is standing a little closer to the baseline, taking the ball a little earlier. And I would agree with that. The further back you are from the baseline, the more running you're having to do to pick out the wider balls, run them down. Bettauer looking for an out call. Didn't get it.
Line umpire called it in.
And the umpire, Sunil Dutt, is not going to overrule the linesperson.
Deuce.
Somebody said out, that's why I stopped.
Somebody, I cannot.
Yeah, Bettauer saying that she heard an out call, but it wasn't from the linesperson. Unfortunate. That's why it's always important for folks in the stands not to make inadvertent line calls, because it will interfere with the players.
Advantage Carter.
Carter again going with the wide serve on the deuce court, pulling Bettauer off the court.
Net. First serve. Game Carter.
Excellent response.
Carter leads 2 games to 1.
Excellent response from Carter after dropping her serve first game. Worked very hard to break back and had to tough out holding her serve here,
Yeah.
but has now
I
got
think
herself back
microphone is not
on serve.
I believe. Yeah.
So far, really no surprises in how these two players are approaching the match. Aggressive baseline play. Both have excellent forehands. Both defend well and can counter effectively on the backhand side. And again, both players will look to finish up at the net if they have an opportunity to attack a short ball. I would say very little to choose between these two. They're going to be, as billed, a very competitive match. A good shot of Lena Bettauer. She's got a fascinating story in that she has type 1 diabetes, and in 2021 was identified by Billie Jean King, who has a foundation supporting type 1 diabetes research. She has a brother who has it, and Lena was chosen as an international player that year, invited to the US Open, and received a special award and a $10,000 scholarship. So quite a remarkable story and event. Bettauer serving 1-2 in the first set.
Out. 15 love.
In 2021, that was also Bettauer's first year at Princeton University, so it wasn't that long a drive to get to the US Open.
15 all. Fifteen 30.
Feel like Bettauer's misfiring more on her forehand side. The first game, it was just lethal, but the last couple of games, some unforced errors have crept in. That's a good deep first serve into the body.
30 all. (40-30).
Bettauer putting some extra pressure on Carter by coming to the net. It's always an effective play because it takes away time from the opponent. They have less time to set up, really force them to react. Nice pickup on the short ball
Game
from
Bettauer.
Bettauer.
2 games all.
I would say the warm-up preliminaries are now over between these two players. They've got a good sense of what each one is doing well, what their strengths are, and maybe where they might be a little vulnerable. I like the depth there
15
from
love.
Carter. Deep forehands to Bettauer's backhand. That's a great return from Bettauer. Just stepped
15
into
all.
that forehand. Landed right in her wheelhouse, so right at waist level. Just met that ball out in front with full authority. Carter's depth
30-15.
resulting in those errors from Bettauer. Now the great forehand from Bettauer that time down the line.
30 all.
When she connects on the forehand, major weapon. Forehand again, causing damage.
30-40.
Gives Bettauer a break point. Carter's going to have to find a way to do more with her serve, with either power or placement. In that case, it was good pace.
Deuce.
Into the backhand. Both players have very strong returns, so a high percentage of first serves is going to be important.
Advantage, Carter.
Oh, he didn't get the bounce.
Game, Carter. Carter leads 3 games to 2.
What Carter did very well the last couple of points to get herself out of trouble, besides an excellent first serve on break point, the last 2 rallies she's kept the ball deep and she's been kicking up with more topspin. The ball's had a higher bounce, so trying to get outside of Bettauer's wheelhouse zone at waist level, and that has been successful. Shot there of Bettauer. Her father, Murray Bettauer, excellent tennis player in his time, played for the University of Miami in Ohio, played #1 doubles and played singles throughout the lineup. He went on to be a national coach in Hong Kong. He coached the Hong Kong Davis Cup team. It's where he met his wife and where both Lena and her brother Ryan were born. We are still on serve. First set, Bettauer serving 2-3.
15 love.
That's an effective wide serve from Bettauer on the deuce court. Even though it goes to the most right-hander's strength, if you get enough angle, you can pull the player off the court. So Carter very
15 all.
clearly brushing up more on her forehand ground stroke to get more height off the bounce, more kick. And it's definitely landing higher for Bettauer and has resulted in more errors. So a nice adjustment, smart adjustment from Carter.
(30-15).
I mean, I know Carter's frustrated on the backhand side, but that was a good body serve from Bettauer.
Balls.
That's such an effective serve against better players. You can jam them, handcuff them by hitting with good pace right into the body.
Oh!
Just missing on the wide forehand.
Yeah, balls. Yeah.
It's an important place in the match here at 2-3, 30 all. Second time a foot fault called on Bettauer. Important only because Carter has the 3-2 lead. A break here, 4-2 serving, really opens a pathway to the first set. And that's a great example of Carter's superior net play.
30-40.
Opportunistic and excellent technique at the net. Sees the short ball, pounces on it, and just really good setup on the forehand volley, making no mistake.
Net. First service. Fault.
Second serve opportunity, break point. Look for Carter to be aggressive.
Game, Carter. Carter leads 4-2.
Carter forcing the issue there with that excellent backhand. So now put herself into commanding position in the first set, serving 4-2.
Love.
Change up on the second serve, kicked it in up high to the backhand. That's been the biggest adjustment in this match. Is Carter, rather than hitting through flat, has added more topspin both to her forehand and to the serve. That time she flattened it out, so she's mixing it up as well, and that's keeping Bettauer off balance. Rushed that forehand.
30-15.
Saw an opening there to try to surprise Bettauer, but wasn't quite set with her feet. Yeah, she's frustrated with her backhand side. Caught that late. I think it's a matter of just earlier preparation. I mean, easier said, of course. The pace from Bettauer is deep, powerful. Maybe shorten up the backswing a little bit to give more time because the impact point needs to be in front. Just catching those balls late.
Yep.
That's a great scrambling passing, cross-court passing shot from Carter. She does that
40,
well,
30.
Scrambles well, comes up with tremendous shots on the run.
Get this out.
She was in trouble at that point.
Thank you.
And her heavy topspin on the forehand side does result in a ball that dips right when it crosses the net. So it does make it a more difficult ball to volley because of how rapidly it's dropping.
Up. Game, Carter. Carter leads by 5 games to 2.
Good conversion of that break of serve for Carter now by consolidating and has a commanding 5-2 lead. And she's done that through resourceful adaptations to her game, adding more topspin to her forehand so the ball's kicking up higher, a little more out of Bettauer's wheelhouse. Interesting thing about Carter is she's just finished 2 very successful years at the University of Arizona, #1 player this past year, 14 wins in singles, 15 wins in dubs. But the big news, the big change is that she will be leaving the University of Arizona and starting in Seattle at University of Washington.
Time.
She is now a Husky and very excited to be joining a top 25 team, and really is looking forward to working with the coaching staff there and the team. And I asked her why the change, and the short answer is closer to home. And I know that mom and dad are very excited that they can now have a few weekend field trips down to Seattle from Victoria to watch their daughter play.
Love.
It's also a change in the NCAA rules, because it used to be that if you would leave a university to go to another team or school, you would have to redshirt or sit out a year, and that's no longer the case.
30 love.
A couple of strong opening serves here from Bettauer, who needs to at least hold serve here and give herself a chance to get that one break back.
(30-15).
Unforced error. You don't want to have to work too hard to hold your serve. Get a quick game in and get that energy focused on breaking. Nicely constructed from Bettauer.
40-15.
That time she hit behind Carter, and that's kind of a general rule of thumb. A slower player, you hit to the open side. A faster player, you try to hit behind them and force them to have to stop and change direction. Good example there. That's a good first serve down
Game,
the tee.
Bettauer. Carter leads 5 games to 3.
It's so... So that's a great example of you're down a break, you're down 5-2. It sounds like the set's over, but it's only one break of serve. So by holding serve here now, Carter has to hold serve to close it out. It's always one of the more difficult games to play in any set.
Yeah. 15-love.
Needed a little more height over the net on that forehand. Oh, nicely executed down the line backhand from Carter. Changed direction on the ball and surprised Bettauer. That was also an example of much shorter backswing, so Carter was able to find that perfect impact point in front of her. Right on the baseline with the forehand.
40-love.
Very strong game here from Carter to serve out the first set.
Game and first set, Carter. 6 games to 3.
Carter showing great resiliency after a poor start, losing her serve first game of the first set, comes back to win the first set 6-3 with a really nice mix of variety in her shots. We'll be right back after a short break for the second set.
At National Bank, we believe that to reach your goal, you have to keep your eyes on the ball and have the right people behind you. That's why we're proud to support impactful initiatives so we can all rally behind Canadian tennis.
No. I wasn't ready. Come on! You're nothing! You just stand there!
Pretty sure walls don't respond to tones, Bob.
Don't let your development project become a one-sided contest. Choose Ancora retaining wall. Strong, professional, and guaranteed to be there for the long game, unlike Bob's tennis serve.
Keep playing, girl. This is your time to spark a flare. To set the match. To celebrate the big victories. And the small ones, too. To show strength through emotion. Because it takes blood, sweat, and tears to own it. Unstoppable. Unapologetic. Serve it all up. 'Cause girl, you've got game.
I'm getting exercise. I want to play with tennis for my whole life. You have to hit the ball, not kick the ball or throw the ball. I'm playing tennis with my friends and I'm having fun. Tennis for life. Tennis for life. Tennis for life. Tennis for life.
National Bank is the title sponsor for the Stanley Park Open. I think it's the second year in a row you've been title sponsor. Jeffrey Lightburn is with me with National Bank. And why sponsor this tennis event here in Stanley Park?
Well, you know, Robert, we're enthusiastic supporters of tennis across Canada, all the way from the National Bank Open in the summer to amateur tournaments across the country. And we love tennis. We see how great it is having all these public courts, and it's very accessible for amateur players. And we're extremely excited to support the Stanley Park Open.
And you just mentioned to me that you have this sponsorship now through to 2030?
That's right. Yep.
So that's an amazing commitment, and it seems to me that National Bank is interested in not only, of course, the big National Bank in Montreal and Toronto, but the development of the sport right throughout the country.
That's exactly it. We've seen so many successful
15-40.
Canadian amateur tennis players become very successful professionals, and we want to support tennis all the way from the grassroots all the way up to the professional levels. And again, we're extremely excited about it and very happy about it, and we've seen it be very successful so far.
Well, I can tell you all of us in Canadian tennis are very appreciative of the support that National Bank provides to the sport and to all the players, so thank you.
Well, we're very happy to be supporters.
30-40. Game, Carter. First game, second set.
Ideal start from Reese Carter in the second set, getting an early break of serve to really capitalize on the momentum that she developed, winning the first set. She seems to have really found her groove on the court and been able to establish the type of game that's been giving Bettauer difficulty. Bettauer's the one now, the player who has to find some level of adjustment. Sometimes it's a tactical change, and other times you just have to bring up your energy level. And that's essentially what Carter did early in the first set. When she dropped serve, you could just see she fired herself up, got more competitive, and I feel for Bettauer it might need that type of an emotional response just to match Carter's intensity.
Hut. 15 love.
Confident tennis from Carter.
30 love.
Off both wings, forehand and backhand. You can see Carter's really believing now that her game can do the job today.
Hut out. 40 love.
And while Bettauer hits many high-quality balls, she has been more inconsistent in being able to regularly apply the pace and placement she's looking for against such a strong opponent. That's tremendous tennis from Carter. Standing inside the baseline now, hitting her ground strokes,
Game
taking
Carter.
the ball on the rise, really
Carter
dictating
leads
play.
2 games to love.
Look at the pace and length on those balls. Those are full-on strikes.
Oh.
Carter
love.
taking a big swipe on that second serve. Players will do that when they're feeling good about their game, feel their timing is there. That's a good first serve from Bettauer. She needs to put a series of these together now to at least stay even with Carter.
$40 love.
Another good first serve.
Net. First serve.
Good response from Bettauer that game. Got herself back into this set.
Game.
Holding
Bettauer.
it love.
Carter leads 2-1. Second set.
Bettauer's commitment to the game is a great story. She's from Vernon, BC. That's where her parents lived when they came back from Hong Kong. And in tournament play, she was identified by Oded Jacob, the national coach, runs the National Training Center program out of the North Shore Winter Club, and made a deal with the parents to allow her to come in Fridays from Vernon and train on the weekend. And the parents did that, and I think Lena at the age of 11, 12 was already making that commitment. But the travel was so cumbersome, they made the decision to rent a home in North Van for 5 years so that Lena could get the full weekly training in the National Training Center. I mean, clearly it paid off, and she's become an outstanding player and successful collegiate career. Has represented Canada internationally, ranked number 1 in BC, under 14, under 16, under 18. But it's an illustration of the commitment that parents and players have to make at times to get to the level that their potential indicates they could reach. Caught the line.
Love 15.
Such an essential stage here now for Bettauer to be able to string a number of those kinds of quality balls together, get the break back, level the second set, find a way to take a lead, plant the seed of doubt in Carter's game.
15-all.
That's one thing I really like about Carter's psychological makeup. She'll show her frustration, but she shakes it off very quickly. She's effective at resetting herself emotionally after each point. Doesn't hold a grudge.
15-30. Net. First serve.
Maybe a missed opportunity from Bettauer.
30-all.
It was a second serve. Wasn't a lot on it. Good deep first serve.
40-30.
Carter finding ways to raise her level at the key moments. That backhand, the low backhands have been problematic for Carter in this match. I think she just needs to use her legs more, get underneath and just really drive up and through the ball. Just a little bit too much arm, not enough body. Forehand down the line winner from Bettauer sets up a break point.
Advantage, Bettauer.
Bettauer, not surprisingly, not going away. Starting to come up with her emotional response to being more competitive, picking up the energy level. That's two outstanding down the line forehands she's hit in this game.
Out. Deuce.
Nice inside in, meaning hitting a topspin drive, forehand down the line. Pushed Bettauer just far enough off the court that she couldn't get set properly.
Advantage, Carter.
Strong first serve. This will be, if Carter gets through this game, another great example of how she fights through her challenges. Good depth on the forehand.
Game, Carter. Carter leads by 3-1.
That was one of those pivotal games, right? There's such a difference between Bettauer breaking back and it's 2-all to Carter now maintaining her break lead at 3-1, especially when there was good pushback from Bettauer. Carter, tough competitor.
Love.
Bettauer starting to put a few big forehands together. We're starting to see them more frequently this set.
All.
That's often the best return of serve. One, I think, made very famous by Novak Djokovic. Deep down the middle of the court. It almost freezes the opponent and takes away their angle. Smart return. Bettauer hitting finding the far sideline on the deuce court with the wide serve. That would be an unforced error. I mean, a quality ball from Carter, but Bettauer can't miss that. Has to keep those type of balls in play. Because Bettauer no longer has any margin for error in this match. She cannot go down to breaks.
Out.
How do I miss that?
40-30.
Carter frustrated with herself because that wasn't an ambitious forehand. She was looking to just hit a nice high kicking topspin ball that generally is a ball that has much more margin built into it.
Net. First service.
Oh, that's unfortunate forehand error. It was a very good first serve. Nice defense from Carter to get the ball back in play. That's why it's so important, right? Always force your opponent to have to hit one more ball. It can result in that type of an unforced error.
Net. Second serve.
Oh, that's a problem now for
Advantage,
Bettauer.
Carter.
A break point for a 4-1 lead, and just Bettauer just not doing enough on, I feel like her preparation on the backhand. Unforced error.
Wow.
Oh, that's a good response. That was a strong backhand from Bettauer. Much better setup. Such a critical game for Bettauer to find a way to hang on to her serve here and keep the second set relatively close. At only one break up for Carter. Can't spray the forehand like that on such a key point.
Carter.
Maybe it would have been good to go back behind with a short cross court on Carter.
Out.
Now that's a big break of serve for
Game,
Carter.
Carter leads by 4 games to 1. Second set.
But this is a big 4-1 lead because it involves 2 breaks of serve. Carter is now serving at 4-1. And, you know, Reese Carter has also made her sacrifices. The family moved from Winnipeg to Victoria 2019. Reese is a member and plays regularly on the 8 red clay courts up at the Bear Mountain Tennis Center. Great facility and opportunity for players to play clay court tennis, which really is excellent for developing good footwork and leg work and how to generate more power through your own biomechanics as opposed to just timing your opponent's ball. And I know that Reese's parents have made a big commitment in traveling with her around the world to play the junior ITF events and the events that she needed to get herself to this level. She hasn't had the same level of support with Tennis Canada that Alina Bettauer has been able to enjoy. But has certainly taken her game to such a high level over the past 3 years with the extensive training that she's been doing in Victoria and the amount of tournaments that she's played globally.
Fault.
Looks like that forehand dropped
15
in.
all. Yeah.
It's just well-constructed tennis from Reese Carter.
30-15.
Moving Bettauer side to side, opening up the court to finish. Right there, pulling Bettauer off the court, opens the court. And then you don't have to hit so much a winner, it's just a well-placed shot, higher percentage.
$40-15.
And I think for Bettauer, the story of the match is her forehand, which of course is a weapon, and she's hit her share of winners off that side today, but I think she's made even more unforced errors, and against a quality player like Carter, that spelled trouble. All business.
Game Carter. Carter leads by 5 games to 1.
Really good energy, footwork. Look at Carter, as soon as she saw the short ball, really paid attention to the footwork, short quick step, set up, made no mistake on the open court placement. For a player in Bettauer's situation, you can't get too far ahead of yourself now. You can't think, oh, I've got to win 6 games to win this set. You just focus on one game at a time. Start with holding serve.
All.
Carter's just literally not giving Bettauer any breathing room on the court. Really robbing her of time and space through both a combination of her pace and placement.
Oh.
Outstanding tennis. Oh, look at that return. Within an inch of the baseline, hit with high pace. Carter has repeatedly shown that on a second serve, she'll step inside the baseline and take that ball early. Puts a lot of pressure on the server to have to try to do more with the second serve.
$15-40.
There just wasn't the legwork there required to hit that backhand effectively. Double match point for Reese Carter for her 3rd National Bank Stanley Park Open singles title.
Oh. Game,
and there it is.
Match. Carter by 2 sets to love.
Tremendous
6-3,
performance
6-1.
from Reese Carter, winning her 3rd National Bank Stanley Park Open by a score of 6-3, 6-1. Total command after dropping serve the very first game of the first set. She made a big adjustment in a couple of tight games and then just took command with the break of serve halfway through the first set. It was all Carter in the second set. She was firing on both forehand, backhand serves, every part of her game was in full flow. An impressive win. We're going to take a short break and we'll be back to have an interview with our champion.
At National Bank, we believe that to reach your goal, you have to keep your eyes on the ball and have the right people behind you. That's why we're proud to support impactful initiatives so we can all rally behind Canadian tennis.
No. I wasn't ready. Come on! You're nothing! You just stand there!
Pretty sure walls don't respond to tones, Bob.
Don't let your development project become a one-sided contest. Choose Ancora Retaining Wall. Strong, professional, and guaranteed to be there for the long game, unlike Bob's tennis serve.
Keep playing, girl. This is your time to spark a flare. To set the match. To celebrate the big victories. And the small ones, too. To show strength through emotion. Because it takes blood, sweat, and tears to own it. Unstoppable. Unapologetic. Serve it all up. 'Cause girl, you've got game.
I'm getting exercise. I want to play with tennis for my whole life. You have to hit the ball, not kick the ball or throw the ball. I'm playing tennis with my friends and I'm having fun. Tennis for life. Tennis for life. Tennis for life. Tennis for life.
With me, I have now three-time National Bank Stanley Park Open Women's Singles Champion, Reese Carter. Reese, I've had the pleasure of seeing all three of your wins. This one may be the most impressive given the opponent you were playing. You dropped your serve first game in the first set, and then you fought really hard and made some adjustments. What were they? What turned it around for you?
It's actually hilarious. I can't even remember the first game, so thanks for reminding me.
It's my job.
Yeah, I don't know, honestly. Like, I know I said this last year. I've really been trying hard to work on my attitude all throughout college because obviously that's the most important thing in tennis and all sports. And I just worked on it again today. I've been working on it. My attitude has been getting better and better each year that I've been playing in college. And honestly, it was just a mental thing coming back from my serve.
It was obvious that, first of all, you show irritation, but you don't let it fester. Like you reset very quickly, and there's no question it seemed like an emotional energy response. You got your energy up and just became feistier out there.
Yeah.
And, you know, has the last couple of years of college tennis, university tennis, has that helped you develop that?
100%. I mean, energy is a huge thing in college tennis. Like, that is tennis in college. So, yeah, coming out here, you know, I was a bit flat-footed starting off, you know, playing 3 matches yesterday, so I'm a little tired, but just told myself in my head, you know, pick up the energy and just have some fun. You know, this tournament is so much fun, and Lena I've been playing against for years now, so that was my mentality, really.
Well, we should all be as flat-footed as you are on the court. You were, part of your speed was part of what I thought. You ran down so many balls, and then she got frustrated because she felt she had to do more and started to make some errors. So the other big news for you is you're changing universities, going from the University of Arizona now to Seattle, the University of Washington. You're a Husky. I know your parents are excited about that.
Yeah, super.
Tell us how much it means for you now to make this switch.
Oh, it means the world to me. I mean, I love the coaches. I love the team. I fit in there. and it's just a big family, and I cannot wait to finish my last 2 years of college as a Husky. I know it's going to be a sad day when I'm done, but I'm not even thinking about that right now. I haven't even started there, but yeah, I know all the girls. They're awesome. I'm just so excited to start this new chapter of my life.
Yeah,
So.
and Victoria, Seattle. It's just a short little boat trip down
Little
down
clipper,
the road.
an hour clipper.
So listen, congratulations. Anytime you can repeat as a champion in such a big tournament, it does show a tremendous amount of mental fortitude as well as just the skill to win it. So congratulations, well done. I understand you've got to try to finish your mixed doubles final,
right
and
now.
you're defending champion. So we'll let you go, and congratulations again.
Thank you,
Outstanding
Robert.
tournament.
Thank you.
You get to go to your trophy now. You're off.
Thanks, Robert.
Cheers. So Reese Carter now is off to receive her third championship trophy. And I think that you heard from her the things that she does well that were such factors in today's match. She said it was mental. It's that good attitude. It's like not panicking when things don't go your way early on. And also sometimes you have to have a short-term memory. And you heard her say, I don't even remember what happened in the first game, which is good because she lost it. But clearly what she did understand was the need to pick up her energy level and just to ramp up the competitive intensity. And she did a magnificent job of that against a very strong opponent in Lena Bettauer.
Stanley Park this lovely weekend. Let's give both finalists a big round of applause for the match. It's my pleasure to present the trophy presentation for 2024 National Bank Stanley Park Open Women's Singles. So before the presentation start, I'd like to take this moment to acknowledge our presence and appreciation of traditional land of Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh nations. The Stanley Park Open is getting better year and year. This year, we are so happy to have our title sponsor, National Bank, come back again, and we're really proud to have them another 6 years in the future. Thank you. And also, we got a new gold sponsor, Anchor Retaining Wall. They did a lot of help for us. And of course, Stanley Park Brewing, they provide the nice beer and really good atmosphere for people to watch the tournament. So now I'm going to pass this to our executive director from Tennis BC, Jonathan Warnow. So she's going to give some word for you.
Thanks, everyone. I want to thank Iverson for putting on such a fantastic tournament, and I want to thank, I just want to honor, Tennis BC is so proud to put on such a great event, and has been for over 90 years, well, 92 to be precise, I hear, which is fantastic, and to be able to offer a venue for athletes like Reese and Lena to grow through the sport of tennis, so it's just great. And to have National Bank come on board to really take it to that next level has been such an honor, so. I want to allow Carol from National Bank next to say a few words before we go on. So thank you.
Thank you, Jonathan. On behalf of the National Bank, I would like to thank everybody come out to watch the match today, all the players, the organizer, and all the volunteers. Finally, I want to congratulate the finalists, Nina Bettauer, and the champions of this year, Reese Carter. Congratulations.
$2,700 for Lena Benanto. On the other side. and representing the champion of 92nd National Bank Stanley Park Open women's single, Reese Carter.
Our champion, Reese Carter, who also receives a nice tidy check, $5,400, which even as an NCAA athlete, she'll be able to apply to expenses. Just so impressive to be able to win this tournament 3 times with the type of competition that this tournament always provides. So that completes our coverage of the women's singles final. We'll be coming back with the men's final in a couple of hours, and that's going to feature Henry Wren, who is a previous champion, against rising young star Connor Church. Please come back to watch the men's singles final coming up in the next up in our broadcast.